What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Saturday night. We are here live to talk some birds, and unfortunately, tonight was planned to be that defensive show where I wanted to talk about all of the different things that go into this defense, and unfortunately, the one part of last year's show where we talked about the defense, a lot of that stuff I thought I still had. Apparently, I don't know where the hell it is, but I can't find it in any of my folders. So that just added a couple of extra hours. Some of the graphic things, it just wasn't working out. And I want to make sure that that show is on point. And I think I'm going to do that one. And it's not going to be live. So that way we can just, while I'm trying to explain the defense, don't have to hear about Fire, Sirianni, all that stuff. So that way we'll just get all the info we need. But you guys are going to get everything and then some when it comes to this defense. And I had a couple of the graphics, just to give you an idea. And everybody thinks, like, oh, it's a 3-4. We're switching. Oh, well, dude, this will be year 4 running odd fronts, doing things. But really, when we talk about this 3-4, a 5-2 is something that, more along the lines. And I'm going to break it all down here. And the 4-2 you're going to see a lot of because, well, you need your nickel cornerback there. And the versatility of this defense is the name of the game. And man, I can't wait to give you guys that show because those graphics just weren't ready, man. I have like a few more of those just showing you the different structures of this defense and, why they play the certain way they do, the different coverages that they use. And, I've been explaining that to you if you've been listening. And obviously we've been doing it for the last few years. But, that split too high safety rotation is key here for those safeties. Got to have good safety, smart safeties, linebackers, got to have a good pass rush and all those things that we've been trying to build here. And obviously in free agency in the draft, we're going to be needing to look at some pieces. And, don't worry, we'll be breaking it all down. But for now, you saw how I had a few of those pieces, and I'll show those to you again, and we'll talk about all that stuff a little bit here. But, I'm going to make that breakdown just like the years prior. You guys have seen it. So it'll just be, kind of explaining the gaps and techniques, what that means, the cover schemes, and then, looking at those structures I show you guys, because you're going to hear people, oh, it's a 3-4, it's this, that. It's like, dog, you're probably hardly ever going to see him in a 3-4. But, this defense, the great thing about many things with the versatile pieces they have. So get excited, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pumped up, but it becomes official today. So hope you're all excited. Let me know how you're feeling about the Vic Fangio hire. Have you been twisted by the media, or are you following along with me? Are you pumped up to get back to breaking sack records, getting turnovers, being number 1 against the pass, or are you against that? Let me know how you are feeling. Let's go, Tiffany, tuning in. It's sicko season, baby, so we're going to be breaking all this stuff down. Ewing, my man, Drew, let's go, dude. Your dedication is unmatched. Appreciate you tuning in, my man. John, let's effing go. Appreciate you, dude. Hey, N, let's go. And EN to the, don't need that alarm going off. Sorry about that. And love to see you guys sharing the love down here. And yo, my man Stu in here. Let's keep it rolling here. You guys are ready for a little sicko season. I know it. And look, there's a lot of content already out there. And I do apologize that I couldn't get that defensive show out. But man, it's a lot of graphics to create and information to give you guys, and I want to do it right. And it just when I got home, and look, I'm pissed off right now. I had some NBA stuff. I had so many plans of things I wanted to do today, just didn't happen. And I go to check, and I made sure my lineups were good. And then all of a sudden, I check when the game starts, and Embiid is apparently out. So within that 10 minutes that I looked, apparently he got ruled out because I looked 10 minutes before the game. I was like, you mother. And Sixers putting up a fight right now, so let's go. But you sickos, man, don't think I'm not ever thinking about you guys. I'm always trying to do my best to get this stuff. And as soon as I'm done with this, I'll be working on those graphics. And tomorrow I'm going to do a little something before the game start. And then while the games are playing, I'm going to try to finish up this damn show. And we'll see when we can get it out for you, hopefully tomorrow. If not, I'll have it out for you Monday. But I want you guys to be able to really soak it all in, understand this defense, and what we are trying to do here, what we've been trying to do here for years. And now we get the guy who you don't have to try to be like him because, well, it's him. So let's go. My man Stu, appreciate you though, dude. Appreciate all of you tuning in. And appreciate that, Brian, and glad you're tuning in here, my friend. And a lot of information being put out there, a lot of misinformation that I have to counteract about whether it's Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, any of that stuff. I do my best. And, one of the things we're going to have to do here, and I'm trying to do it quick, is talk about this defense. And we've been talking about it every day, just trying to help people, because they try to simplify it. Oh, it's bend, don't break. Like, no, it's just not wanting to give up big plays. And you should want that, right? And it's honestly, it's about, people will say it's a zone defense. It's a match zone defense. So there are man-to-man concepts within that. Like it's a complicated defense that each year I've made videos trying to break it down and help people understand. And if you're, you don't have the right players, if players aren't executing, you're not tackling, those are going to be issues here. So look, we know we got to go into the free agency and draft, and luckily we can. We're allowed to, and the media, oh, we don't have this. And it's like, yeah, dog, that's what free agency and the draft are for. So we'll be getting some pieces here, and those names and pictures you just saw there, they're going to change. You're going to see all kinds of stuff, and I'm going to get more into that. We'll talk about it, but happy I can make you feel better. But you see a lot of the cast, and you guys are allowed to think whatever you want. It's your opinion. I'm just telling you, when you hear guys like Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, known as the top offensive minds, like, oh, the bright, you want guys like that, right? If you ask them, they just said it not long ago, a couple years ago, what is the defense you hate the most? And it's Vic Fangio's, man. And he's been able to shut down these top quarterbacks. And yeah, there's been times where his defenses are variations, and that's what's not fair. When people are like, oh, this guy's from the Vic Fangio trade. It's like Gannon. That's not even Vic Fangio. Like, that's Brandon Staley and him who have gotten it from Vic Fangio, and he got some from Zimmer and Eberflus. And Fangio, I mean, he learned a lot from Rex Ryan. Like, that should make people excited, happy, like getting pressure, without having to blitz, and sending 4, sometimes 5. And, just like the disguises of this defense. We talk about, when you're seeing things, and it's not about like having, weird structures and all this stuff. Like, it's good to be able to move your, the structure of your defense around and change your scheme with the players you have. But it's really about showing people repetition. Like, they're seeing the same defense, but within that same look, different things are happening. So the rotation of the safeties is the key to this. And most of the time you're seeing that cover 6, like quarters, half that we've been talking about, or you'll see, cover 8 where it's halves, quarter. And, that's just the nickel being on the strong side, or flip flop or the other one. So I'm going to explain all that in the detail. I'll show you guys so you have pictures you can look at and everything to, try to simplify this thing. But, it's a good thing, like, to be good. And yeah, it's complicated. And you've heard some older players that don't like it, or don't like that Vic Fangio holds players accountable. They want the season to be over before the playoffs. They want to go party. That's awesome, man. We want to win the Super Bowl. So I'm all about a disciplined teacher being here and getting this defense on the right track. So let's go. I'm pumped up about it. Trickery, well, it's a lot of disguises, and it's complicated, but it's awesome. And you guys that have really been sickos for years now, you've been tuning in with me, man, from Gannon to Decide to now getting Vic Fangio. We have broke down, their variations and what the differences were, but now looking, we're going to look at what Vic Fangio is, and I'm excited about it. So, let's go. Appreciate you, little G Jordan. Let's effing go. Appreciate you guys taking the time here. And it, Kid Lethal. I'll be trying to break it all down and show people how we can get this bad boy on track. And again, you guys can feel however you want. It's just, to me, when you're hearing, Dick from down the block is telling you this defense sucks, but then I've got Sean McVay telling me it's the one he hates the most. I kind of go with, one of the brightest offensive minds in the NFL. That's just kind of where my thought process is, right? And again, you're entitled to your own feelings, but remember that I do not have to follow it just because Seth Joyner thinks we should blitz every play. We don't want to be good against the pass. We want to give up the most points. I don't want to. Nina, let's go. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're having a great weekend. I'm pumped up here. I think that Vic Fangio, and we knew it was going to be official. I mean, the guy didn't part ways with the Dolphins to not, he's just going to come to Scranton and, maybe become the DC. Nah, man, he's going home. He's going to relax, and then he's going to win us a Super Bowl, retire after a couple years. I'm pumped. But Nina, hope you're doing well. Hope you're excited here. Let's go. Like if Fangio going to have it, yeah, I think that we have literally been drafting, signing, and I don't. People are trying to argue with me in the comments, like, "Oh, we got to change our defense and all the draft." It's like, dog, that's literally. Someone said we don't even have a nose tackle. I said, I don't know if you've heard of him, but I'm going to need you to search the name Jordan Davis. He's a nose tackle. That's a big boy. Yeah, we've got literally those edge rushers, the guys that can play D end outside linebacker, as you saw in those graphics. I'll show you some stuff there. But look, man, we've got the perfect pieces for it. And we're going to need to add, as you do every year, free agents draft. And, well, we will do that. So I'm pumped up about Vic Fangio. And, oh, well, that's awesome, man. I love to hear that. And I'm trying to do my best to get this information out there and allow people to understand what's going on so they don't have to be upset about something just because they don't understand it. It's understand it and then make your own decision, right? Just being angry is really not the way to go in football, and mistakes happen. Things go bad. Like, you're not going to be perfect. Only one team wins the Super Bowl every year. And people get, ripped up by that. And I don't understand it. But, hope you've been enjoying, Jordan. Sicko season has begun. We're already like 2 weeks. I feel like the whole off season's already happened just because how much stuff I've already dug into with the cap, the draft, the reserve future guys, the free agents, the how we can, create cap space. So I hope you guys enjoyed all that stuff so far, but that's like giving you primer, like getting you ready, the foundation to understand we got some stuff to play with here. We're going to be drafting. We've got good draft picks. We've got a lot of cap space and we can create even more. So get ready, baby. It's going to be a great Sicko season. And yeah, look at those Sixers go. And Pop, my man, appreciate you tuning in. Love to you. And send my love to Graham and my mother as well. Go Birds! And glad you're enjoying it. But love to see you guys sharing that love. But yeah, you heard people, he hasn't won it. It's like literally most defenses are trying to be like him, unless it's, somebody that has their own ways. That's fine. But they really do. And I just continue to ask them, like, why? Just tell me why. Like, what don't you like? What would you prefer? Like, explain it. Like, since you're a defensive master, like, I'm no expert here, but I at least understand like basic principles of why we're doing things. And you never get a straight answer from people. And it's, well, we should be blitzing every play. It's like, well, dog, do you remember when we weren't blitzing and we were the first team ever in NFL history that had 4 players with over 10 plus sacks, 11 plus actually, but the first to ever go 10 plus? Yeah, that's a good thing. Like, you create pressure, and it's really not about like blitzing and doing things. It's like literally watching the quarterback's feet, like watching the wide receivers, like how and there are different like packages for each week. You're facing like, okay, we got to watch out for this scheme. Like, this team likes to spread the ball around. This is how we attack this scheme. Or maybe, you're going against one of the top receivers in the game, Justin Jefferson. Like, okay, then there are different schemes that you build within your structures that help you stop a, playmaker like that with an offense that, is pretty much going through him. So there's a lot of great things about this defense I'm going to break down for you guys. But it's out of control, and you guys see it in the comments. I try to help people, and they just continue. He sucks. Everybody sucks. And it's like, all right, man, like, woo, could you start talking some football at some point, or just you're like a parrot? That's all I know how to say. It's crazy. But hey, man, I'm not here to, make you guys think anything. But if I can help you, understand something more, and that helps you, make a different opinion, then awesome. That's what I'm here for. And we can agree to disagree all the time. I mean, a lot of us do, but my point is, and some people are just like, oh, well, you won't quit and you don't say fire and cut everyone, so you're not a real fan. It's like, no, I'm not like a Cowboys fan. I'm a diehard Eagles fan. Like, I'm not one of these new fans that, well, you got to quit whenever things look tough. It's like, no, I don't. Actually, I will stand right here and tell you what they need to fix each and every week. I mean, ask my pop. I'll call him and I'll try to, talk both of us off the ledge there, because it's like, oh, they're killing us right now. But I think people misconstrue it because they just refuse to listen to what I'm saying. Well, you won't say trade Hurts, so you don't know. And it's like, well, dude, I'm telling you what they actually need to do. Like, not trade away their best player. Like, you got to help him out quick, short, intermediate throws. Like, we talked about it for months, and then people finally started repeating it. And it was like, All right. But like, yeah, don't instead of getting mad, maybe just listen for a second and then be like, yeah, maybe I could talk football. Extend sweat, right? Yeah, that's what that show was about, man. You guys saw all that, the 10 ways to save space. So I'm not sure if you missed that, man, but yeah, that was a great one, you guys. Well, it was 15 ways, but I gave you guys my top 10, So if anyone's trying to give that information out there on the internet, just, tell them, hey, when you take Jimmy's stuff, like make sure you're explaining it right. Or so I'm not sure if they didn't, go all the way there with you, but you can see the Eagles, and we could save more, but definitely don't have to do all these. So it could be less. But as you can see, Son Reddick is at the top there. Sweat is number 5. So all of those things we have talked about here. And I hope you guys are enjoying this sicko season. I'm giving you more content than anyone could ever dream of. And I see the other videos, they pop up in my feed, and I try to say, I'm not interested, not interested. Are we trading Hurts? Oh, this guy sucks. Like, I'm just going to stick to stuff that I feel would be useful. So, I appreciate you guys, though, you sickos that tune in, because that's what this is for. You guys that want to talk football, you want to learn, you want to, and maybe something you want to teach me. I'm not the know-it-all here. I'm just saying, I just try to be the counteraction to the media and the other content creators, all the people that just, force feed lies. It's like, okay, man. But, oh, dude, Brian, I have just begun. I'm just giving you guys a little sample size of what it is, what it is. But if you literally go back to any of those videos, you could get pretty much what I'm saying here. But the video I'm going to make is without any of this, right? I'm not interacting. You're just boom. I'm going to try to make it 15, 20 minutes. I'll try, but that's a lot of information to try to cram in. I'm going to do my best to talk fast, give you all the info, show you the graphics with it so you can see what I am saying. So, when I talk about it, and it's truly my pleasure there, Brian, and I appreciate you tuning in, dude. But what I was saying earlier, we're changing to a 3-4. Really, I mean, you're thinking, 4 linebackers. What it is we talk about that 5-2, and it's honestly, Reddick, Sweat standing up. Maybe one guy's hand is in the dirt there. And, there are so many different coverages and schemes and things that go within these structures. But this is going to be like a basis for showing you. And these aren't done and everything. So if something's messed up or something somewhere, I apologize. But I will go back through and finish all of these. I've got a few more of these, but you can see the 5-1, that penny, baby, that penny formation, I've loved for the last, this will be 4 years now. So you're looking at it and you've got that 5-man front, right? And Reddick, Sweat, I mean, they could be standing up, hand in the dirt, dropping into coverage, all that. You could change this, front into a 4. You could do so many different things. But right now we're looking at it and you've got your 5 defensive backs, and these things are color coded. I will explain that in the video, but you could see the white ring with the midnight green background. Those are the linemen. The linebacker has the green ring with the white background, and then the white ring with the green background are the defensive backs. So that 5-1, the penny I was begging for this past season, really got away from a lot of the things I liked. And look, we knew Desai would be different, but I kind of liked what we were talking about. And, you're going to see the 4-2. We saw a lot of that last year from the Eagles where, you got your 4 linemen. And, your linebacker, outside linebackers, the edge rushers, man, and they could be standing up. It could change to a 3-2. And don't worry, I've got graphics for that and all kinds of stuff. But, Avante there at nickel and, Sidney Brown, we don't know when he's going to come back, but he could take a starting role. You could have, and I have Rodgers out here on the outside, but, maybe Maddox gets traded or something happens and Rodgers is inside. We draft a first rounder, or maybe Kaylee Ringo is the starter, but try not to get too caught up with that stuff, because as I make these other packages, I will change some pictures around, show you where guys could play, show you different titles like, defensive end, outside linebacker. Like, that's what this guy does. He's not just strictly, well, this guy's a Sam linebacker, this guy's a defensive end. Like, well, no. And like your D tackles, they could be a D tackle, a nose tackle, a defensive end. Like, it just depends on what the structure is, where they're lining up there on the line there. What is their technique? Where are they, across from the guard, center, tackle? How far are they lined out? So all of those things go into, and I think it's such a complicated thing that it's so weird that people try to make it simplified. Like, 3-4. Like, if I just told you, like, that's the Eagles defense, 3-4, like, that would be doing you a disservice, because there's so much more to it. And I just think that once we, add to these, all these positions we talked about, we're going to look at, in depth with free agency and the draft, all that stuff, man. So you'll see, man, I'm going to get you loaded. You'll see what we have here. And I've shown you the cap space we already have with the 23 mil, adding 37. That's almost 60 mil. So we'll see how many of those moves they make, but I'm all about it, man. All the different DCs winning Super Bowls. Yeah, man. That person just whines all the time. There are people I just see their name and I know this person's about to be a whiny little biatch. And it's sad to see. It's like, I hope they get it worked out, whatever, what's going on in life. But this is my escape, bro. So when you bring your little whiny negative shit, like, I don't want to deal with that, man. I want to enjoy this with my sickos, my diehards. And I just really, and that's it, man. They just want drama. They want to whine about something. And it's really not my thing, man. I hate it. Oh yeah, for sure, man. I wasn't lying when I've said it the last, couple of weeks you've been tuning in here. This is what we need and we're going to get. I promise you. Yeah, they are definitely, lost at sea, very lost at sea. I try to help, but it's what it is. On the comments that they were joking about. Oh no, man, it's nuts. The amount of comments people send to me, I'm like, bro, I am trying to help you. I don't know what you're upset about, but holy shit, like people get nuts. And sorry, I'm cussing here, but I get a little worked up when people. It's like, dog, I put so much time into this for you to just completely whine about something. I like, holy hell, I can't wait either, man. This sicko season, and once day 99 gets here, we'll be counting her down. Oh yeah, baby, and it's going to feel like, oh my God, we're so long away. But that, just like last year, that countdown, it just flew right by. I was ready to rock and roll. Yeah, soft. That's hilarious, man. Now you can always tell when people don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, you didn't hear me say that. Eric Bieniemy, is it? How do you not know that? I mean, we've talked about that for a couple years now, but I guess you've only been here for a year, but yeah, Bieniemy, that's why we've liked him so much. He's so close with Andy Reid. Yeah, he was a former running back, actually. Was Eddie Jackson soft when he was an all-pro? Yeah, actually, and Eddie Jackson, the way they used him as a safety and like nickel corner, big nickel, like all over. I think they call it like a tricks or something. But, dude, they've got these ways to use it. I told you how important, nickel corners. That's probably the most important. Yes, safety and linebacker, but I'm telling you, very important. Before your time, no doubt, man. I try to mention that a lot. I can't believe you guys have missed that. I know you guys tune in a lot, but yeah, Bieniemy. We talked about that, and a bunch of people we just talked about this past week are former Eagles. So pretty cool. Thanks, Jimmy. That's what you do. Hey, I wish YouTube would give me some thanks and stop not sending out my videos, stop not showing my stuff. I don't know why they hate me so much, but they do. And I guess we were the last day. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. But, well, I'm always here for you guys. Hope Riddick and Swick. Well, they're here. They don't need to get re-signed, but we can restructure and extend them there. Drop the football fact on the king. No doubt. I can't believe you guys didn't hear me say that the other day. It seems like every coach either played or coached. Well, there's a lot of that stuff, and you'll see it a lot. So it is what it is. But glad you like that. And you guys have seen that the last few years here. I just try to, give you a visual, while I'm talking about it. So you're not just like, what the fuck? What's this guy saying? So what's going on there, Donkey Butter? That's a great name. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Hope you're doing well. We're here celebrating Vic Fangio officially announced as defensive coordinator. Jalen Carter as an outside linebacker? No. He's going to be a beast where he plays, though, as he already is, as you can see. But definitely wouldn't want him as outside linebacker where Son Reddick is playing. Guess you just don't understand quarters. Well, quarters, literally quarter, half. Like that's how you're breaking up the field. So you've got a quarter of the field, and then a half of the field. So let me see. I had something. I'm not sure if I plugged it in. Let me see if I plugged it in here. If I can get it for you. Don't know that I can, but look, that show is going to have everything for you. But I just didn't save it in there. Well, you'll get it all during that show, I promise you. But it's pretty basic, just the way I said it there. Quarter, half, and you've got your nickel corner to the strong side there. So I mean, there's a lot of things within that. So when people say like, "Oh, it's just quarters," like that's what we're running, a quarters defense, and that will predominantly be what we run, and you'll probably see that 4-2 and the 5-1 the most, I would say. But within that, I just think there's so much. That's why I have to make a video like that. Like I don't want to try to just make, and I do simplify it for you, but there's so much to it that it's like I don't want to make it too simple, but I have all of those things like written out, like so you have something to read. You can pause the video. You can, you know what I mean? So don't worry, man. I've got all that stuff. I'm working on it for you. But yeah, it's just it, watch last year's. If you would like to know a little bit about that with the visual design, you can check that out. And a good evening to you as well, my friend. Two halves of the field, quarter is half of one half of the field. Yeah, and you can split it into thirds. You're gonna see, cover three. You'll see all kinds of stuff, dude. And they run some cover zero at times. There's cover one, but then there's cover two in there too. But that 6 we talk about, that 8, you'll see 9 in there. I mean, you'll see cover 4, cover 5. I mean, this is a very insane defense. So yeah, man. Within these structures we talk about, there are different, schemes within it, and that's what we talk about. You are able to show one thing at all times, and then you're changing things, and that's post snap. You're changing the post snap rotation of the safeties, the where these guys are going, what they're responsible for is very important. And yeah, I think a lot of people are getting that knowledge from Madden, but better if I don't know where they get that stuff, but it's nuts. All I could do is shake my they're pretty nuts. So it's nuts. But yeah, man, you can that stuff when I was a kid, man, like Madden to me, like that opened up my mind to like, why am I doing this? Why do I want to do this? And why do I want to, run this kind of defense, that kind of defense? And for me, I just think that there's a lot you can learn from it as a kid, but as you grow, you got to understand there's way more that goes into it. But even within that stuff, like there's man-to-man principles within that. So it's a match zone defense where like there's so much going on inside of it. And last year, I try to, direct you guys to someone that on Twitter I found very valuable for information, but one of you took that information, ran to them, started attacking them, and that was nuts. Then they threw a tantrum, and I was honestly blown away by it. And I was just like, all right, this dude's a freaking weirdo. So I'm going to stay away from that stuff. But yeah, I'll give them a shout out in the video and let you know. But straight weirdo energy. So be careful talking to them. They definitely seem like they got let go by the Eagles for a reason. But go Birds, my man. I appreciate you. And watching your old videos. See, well then, how did you just ask? No doubt. I'm so confused. But well, Madden, I think people just, if you think that's like your basic, that's like going to McDonald's and like understanding their burger and being like, oh, now I know how to make the best burger ever. It's like, no, dude, you need to go to like a real place that makes real burgers. Like you could get an understanding, I guess, but you got to grow that bad boy. You got to grow it. And look, if you guys want any in-depth stuff here, I do got to get rolling. I wanted to be 20 minutes. Obviously, we're at 29. But chief ends is very tricky and offense gets cute. Yeah, man. But it works if you work it and if you execute it. And we saw that a couple of years ago when we made it to the Super Bowl. So we'll see. But no doubt. I didn't know you were running this ship now. But exactly. Have a good night. Yo, Brian, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate all of you taking the time. 1 billion serve. Hey-oh. And I'm with you, Anton. Appreciate you tuning in. I was just about to roll out here. But look, for me, and no doubt. But I think that, 1 billion, I read it wrong. My apologies. But I think that over 1 billion served, you'll get an idea, just like Madden, right? But you're still not an expert. And to me, learning from, the great content that's out there from certain people or just digging into, the internet, getting nuts with it. And I've done that the past few years with it. And, I want you to tune into the show, so I don't want to give away too much, but I've given you the basics for what you need to understand about these defenses. And I'll explain as much as I possibly can, and I'll send you in the right direction where to go, because there is somebody. And as much as they're a weirdo, I still would like you to go see, because they used to work for the Eagles. They've got a lot of really great stuff for you guys to look and learn. And unfortunately, this year I haven't talked to them or seen anything after that falling out, but maybe I'll have to see how they feel about this. I really liked that person at one time too. It was really weird, like some weirdo stuff. I don't know if they were going through something, but I didn't know that, like, it was like a teenager or something. It was really some weirdo stuff. But haven't played Madden or A McDonald's. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Yo, I can't remember the last time. Madden is something I'd love to get back into. That was something I really miss. Well, I'd like to just have some effing free time in my life. And that's actually what I'm about to do. I need to go spend some time with Chelsea. It's been too chaotic of a day. Wanted to get that show. It's just not going to happen. But do not worry. I will get that stuff. And hell yeah, man. You guys are playing, man. Dude, it's awesome. I'm not sitting here saying don't play it, don't whatever. But there's people that literally go to it for like cap information, for roster stuff. And they're like, oh, yeah, I now know everything. Yeah, man, Madden's like the most popular game, bro. I was playing Madden when I was a kid, man. I'm 37 years old. But it's just, they usually just make the same thing over and change the roster. So yeah, I wish I had time to play more video games. But look, I love you all. Got to get rolling here. But look out for that defensive video. Tomorrow I'll be back and we'll be talking about the championship matchups, talking about some other things I had planned there. I was hopeful the defensive thing would come out, but we'll see. No doubt. Nice. Well, let me know how it is. Maybe one day I'll be able to play it again. We'll see. Matt 10 slider. I don't know. The sliders making it hard. No doubt. But look, all right, I got to go. I love you all. Hope you guys are having a great night, but I will be back tomorrow. If you guys need anything, have any thoughts, any questions on the defense, you can leave it down below. We'll get back to you as soon as I see it. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all have yourselves a great rest of your night, a great weekend if I don't see you. But you stay safe out there. And as always, I'm going to need you to say it with me. Go Birds!